Hello everyone, welcome to Opportunity Attacks. This is episode 18 of our D&D actual play of Keep on the Borderlands. If this is your first time tuning in, you may want to start in episode 1 for context. The link is in the description below. Please like and subscribe so you will know when our next episode will be uploaded. If you've made it this far, I salute your dedication. I think it's time for a real quick update to freshen you up on the story. The heroes went to Olka to help their old mentor Bernard, who was having goblin problems. They tracked the goblins down to an abandoned building in the middle of the woods, which they were headquartered out of. After killing all the goblins, they found a note on the goblin leader. The note was instructing them to disrupt trade with Olka and the Keep on the Borderlands. After reporting their success to Bernard, they then went back to the Keep to tell someone about this note. They spoke with Talbot, the captain of the Keep on the Borderlands, who informed them they were also having similar problems with the road connecting the Keep and the towns of Kvothe and Aquitani. These two towns were in dire need of food due to this trade deficit. Talbot hired the heroes to escort a caravan to both Aquitani and Kvothe. The heroes made it to Aquitani and delivered their goods. Making their way back to the Keep, they stopped at the town of Kvothe and met a priest of Ogma named Livy. In his library, they found the remains of a Volo's guide. Inside of it was a map of the local area. They then went back to the Keep and celebrated the Festival of Green Grass. Not sure of where to go next, the heroes consulted their newfound map, on which they noticed a strange location deep in the woods, labeled as the Caves of Chaos. They then left to investigate this mysterious location. When they got there, they found a huge canyon with a waterfall and stream running down the middle. The walls of the canyon are dotted with caves, and the area appears to be teeming with goblinoids. They entered the closest cave and killed an entire tribe of goblins and an ogre. The neighboring tribe of hobgoblins came down and investigated the carnage, while the heroes hid. The heroes were able to piece together that there is some sort of truce between the goblinoid tribes. They then retreated from the caves to report what they have found. First to Livy and Kvothe, then to Talbot, the captain of the Keep. Talbot also mentioned that somebody named Pascal from Silvery Moon is coming to meet the heroes in about a week. They then went back to the Caves of Chaos and killed an entire tribe of kobolds. They then infiltrated the hobgoblins' lair, killing the entire tribe and saving a few human captives. They left the Caves of Chaos and were met by a messenger who told them that Aquitani was burned to the ground by a little fire people. They then went to Aquitani and found a superstitious Uthgard tribe at the base of the mountain. They then assisted Francisco in killing the fire people in the mine and a fire snake, who appeared to be summoned. Then the heroes went back to the Keep. The Red Wizards came back from the Great Worm Cave and set up a Thayan enclave outside the Keep. The heroes then went to Olka to help Bernard locate their stolen woodworking equipment. They crafted a plan to catch the axe thieves. The axes magically flew away into a strange glade, and down a hole in a large tree, where they entered a strange new realm. They followed the axes to a fairy village, where the fairies claimed that they were trying to protect their village from Olka's logging. They came to an agreement to stop stealing the axes. Then the heroes saved the fairies from a giant toad. The heroes left the Feywild and learned that 15 days had passed, even though they were only gone for a few hours. And you guys finish up breakfast, and he eventually comes to believe you, but it's kind of a hard thing for him to believe you. He also he says, I've heard that the Red Wizard wanted to speak to you. He actually sent that's something that Pascal, or not Pascal,
Prince. No, not Prince.
The leader, the captain of the Keep,
Talbot.
Talbot actually came up here specifically to try to, see what you were doing, and he mentioned that to me. So, I'm assuming I could tell you, but I don't know what you should do there.
What all bonuses are we giving me the necklace or no?
Yeah.
We're gonna get there.
You get nature checks +5. You're already proficient.
Yeah, you gain proficiency on +5.
Not bad.
So now you will never.
You will always pass the nature checks. How long are you staying here?
Apparently just today, and then we're leaving.
I wouldn't even say today, because it's breakfast. We're done.
Oh, yeah.
As every single time you come and see me, you just come and then well, I guess you stayed a few days ago.
We were here for like a week.
Well, it's 15 days ago. Doesn't count.
There's a lot of important people looking for
counts
us.
for us.
Yeah. Well, make sure to come back here. Now, I didn't mention, but Lullaby was attacked apparently. by lizard people. Lullaby, yeah, the town.
Where's that?
Down to the south.
The swamps.
Oh, hey, those no one got attacked by any orcs or goblins, like hordes of them or anything like that. Gnolls.
Not that we've seen.
Okay. It's been a few weeks. Well, I mean, we could turn back and do that some more. See if we can actually clear that out.
Let's wait and talk to Talbot.
Oh, shit. The stuff we ordered.
What did you?
The horses.
Yeah.
The horses.
Yes.
The dog. Well, it's first come, first served, but you never know.
I mean,
he might have some of them left.
Maybe they ate it. Who knows?
Let's get back there as soon as we can.
Let's head back and we'll see if we can get our stuff if it's not already been sold or given away.
All right. So you make your way on back to the keep. It takes exactly 1 day. We've figured out, and you're starting out decently early, so you're really kind of hitting it early. And you make it there by the sun going down. You can see that there is the Red Wizard Enclave, multiple meters away from the gate.
Still there. Wow.
So yeah, I'm guessing approach the gate. The guards seem very surprised to see you and open the doors. You are now in the keep on the Borderlands, which is there. We are. So yeah, where are we going?
Going to Talbot.
All right, so this is the time period where everybody's drinking out front here. Lucian is actually standing out there, and of course there's a guarding that gate right there. Lucian, of course, is the person who's the smith, but then also the second in command of the keep. Everybody.
Sure, you don't want to talk to Bellanon first?
Bellanon is right there. Yeah, he's hanging out with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's real shocked to see you, and they're like, "Hey, did you guys go back to Mirabar?" Is what Bellanon says.
No, you wouldn't believe us if we told you.
Oh, you went up to the caves, the worm cave. I believe you.
Sure.
No, but okay.
Who are we talking to?
Bellanon.
The stuff we ordered.
Are our horses here?
Oh, well, yeah. Now, one thing is, I did have to, put them up on the open market after about 7 days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this, and on a 1 or a 2, your item has been sold. Now, who ordered what?
I ordered a horse.
Horse. Here is the horse. It's still there. You'd never believe it. Nobody bought it.
Apparently, I have a dog.
You have a dog coming. Your dog is perfectly there. Yeah, no, nobody's needing dogs.
Both the horses are there?
Oh, I did him. Did you? And you got one too.
Horse.
You're all good. Nothing's sold. No, yeah, we're.
Man.
Well, we'll see you in the morning for payment on those.
Of course, they're in the stables there. The dogs we're keeping out back of my house. So yeah, come on by the shop. So yeah, Lucian comes over to you and he says, "Well, it's I thought you guys abandoned us."
Magic can do many things.
Yeah, we got caught up a bit. It'd be impossible to explain.
You didn't mess with the Red Wizards, did you?
Nope.
No.
But we do hear one is looking for us.
Well, yeah, from what it came to me actually, it's saying that they just wish to speak to you, and we told them we didn't know where you were actually up at Olka last time we knew, but we thought you just left back for the south. I thought you guys were abandoning us. I thought you guys were staying here permanently.
We got lost in the woods a bit.
Huh. Well.
Fucking nature.
Yeah, Talbot was also wanting to see you. We were, thank God for the Red Wizards though.
Is Talbot up right now, or?
Oh yeah. Let's go see him. He probably would not mind waking up right now. You guys go through the gate, go right on up to and actually Talbot is not in his fineries. He's actually in his skivvies right now, and he acts as though nothing's different, and he says, "You guys have returned. I thought you guys were leaving us. Well, come on in the room. So he brings you into his field desk. You guys sit down, him in his unusual attire, and he says, "Well, so where have you been? 15 days." I'm not saying you don't have your freedom. It's just you're a cornerstone of our community now. You're the hero of Aquatani and Olka. Yeah, we came looking for you.
Thank you for looking for us. If you really want to know, the kid can show you.
But keep an open mind, because what he shows you is the truth.
I'll believe you.
And I relay everything that's happened since...
Takes a good couple minutes there. And
since we left the Keep of the Borderlands last time on the way to Olka.
Okay.
So, leading up to Olka, the whole couple days there, building that place, and so we can capture the... whatever was stealing the axes. From then, following the axes, and everything that happened in the Feywild, and then us waking up, not knowing where we were.
That was interesting. I really don't see why that took 15 days, but anyway, I guess we'll just go past that. So basically, to keep you up on speed, what's going on? Lullaby was attacked 7 days ago, and thank God thank for the gods that the Red Wizards were there, because of course they have fealty toward us, and they dispatched their men and took care of the lizard people. I've never seen lizard people attack Lullaby before. Small fishing village. I don't know if you've been, but I have no idea what's going on there. And also that Pascal man. He didn't feel comfortable staying here with the Red Wizards, is what he told me in confidence. He looks up at Lucian and says, "Hey, don't mention that to the Red Wizards." And he says, "Yeah, he went to stay with an old friend in Kvothe."
Was this old friend named Titus Livius?
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. No, it wouldn't be surprising me if it was Titus, but he didn't really say, and I've left him on his, I sent a guard with him, and that's fine. But yeah, things are moving quite along real nicely. Of course, we've been shipping up wood. Apparently, Olka and Aquatani now have a trade going on. They also send a few carpenters, Olkan carpenters up there. They're rebuilding that town slowly.
Good. Anyway.
No.
So, Kvothe or the Red Wizard first?
Red Wizards are here.
Yeah, they're here.
Hopefully it won't take us too long with them.
He says, "Well, are you staying the night?"
Depending upon what the Red Wizards have to say. Actually, no. This is the evening by now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
Let's go party with the wizards.
All right. So he says, "Well, it was good seeing you. Hopefully, and I was praying to Ty more that you guys didn't just leave us. You're so important in this area, and if you ever want a job working at the Keep, you're more than welcome. But you guys seem like you have a more interesting life, from what I've seen. But good day, gentlemen, and hopefully next time I'll see you with wearing a little bit more clothes. Good evening." And he. Of course, Lucian takes you out and takes you to the main square. And yeah, you, where are we going?
To the inn.
The Red Wizards?
No. Well, how late is it?
It's approximately 7-ish or so. Sun's going down.
We can go talk to him.
I don't know. I mean, what time do wizards usually go to bed?
I don't know that much about their culture.
I mean, if the lights are on, hell, they're open.
We'd have to go to Wizards.
We asked
Okay.
Lucian, or what's his name? Lucian?
Okay.
Lucian, yeah, he's the...
We asked Lucian how late they normally stay up.
Well, I mean, that's probably the most heavily guarded place in this area.
Do you see fires coming from there?
Oh, of course, all the time. Here's... He says, "Let's go up on the battlements here, and let's not look like we're spying, but This is basically what you... I guess let's face it. So here's what you see. You see a lot of... there is more wood being burnt here than the entire keep. There is... And while you can't really see inside very well, you can definitely see where the fires are coming from in the illumination. You can also see the guard towers here. And this was set up like a Lincoln log set. So this was all ready to go into a few wagons. They unloaded it and set it up real quick, like a erector set. So, and of course on the outside there is also torch sconces there too. So, and of course this is the road going by. He says, well, that's what you're working with. Their lights are on. I don't know if that means anything. And there's guards posted at all of the checkpoints up top.
Well, we can go see. If they'll let us in.
Didn't hurt to ask. Did you want to take care of your horses first?
No, we told them that we'd pay him in the morning.
Yeah, we'll do that one. I'm just tallying up money.
So yeah, you go ahead and leave the keep on the Borderlands there, or the keep, and you go over to the Enclave. Now, you see two banners with the Thayan flag. I don't know if you know what that looks like. And so there's two Thayan flags up in the front there, and of course there is a guard standing inside of the fort with like a thin little barrier. There's like a kind of like one of those things that go down over, and he's standing inside. And he looks at you.
Are you open?
He says something in a language that you do not speak.
Halfling, dwarvish, common.
Thayan.
Fine. Have your own
with
national
a lot of
language.
in it, so it's hard to understand.
We heard that someone was looking for us from here.
I start to walk past him.
Are you going to walk past him?
Well, I'm going to start to walk past him.
He actually has a barrier over the gate. There is he's standing in front of something.
He walks into the barrier. It's like one of those like Energizer Bunny commercials where boom, boom, boom.
And I just kind of walk up and gesture like, can we get in?
He goes, tomorrow.
All right, let's go to the end.
And he points toward the sky and where the sun would come up. And he actually says he's been speaking Eluskan on that one. This one he switches over to Chondathan, and he says the word for sun.
Wait for the morning.
I think we'll be back in the morning.
Let's get some sleep.
So yeah, you
I
guys
just turn around and wave at him.
Yeah, he does not wave back, and you go back to
Rude.
and then you stay the night. Of course, that costs 5 copper to stay the night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Draining you.
Draining my 300 plus copper.
This is why I'm spending that on the Mastiff.
I need a pencil.
And
Sorry.
my Electrum gets
900
really
copper.
Yeah, no, 900. I had 931. And using the copper, that's so upsetting. That's only 9 gold.
I know.
Yep, and you guys stay the night, wake up the next morning, and the little halfling lady knocks on your door, and she says someone is looking for you at the gate. A guy with a very short haircut. It didn't even look very unflattering haircut. He looks like he's from the Thayan encampment, I'm guessing.
Where is he?
Let's go see.
So yeah, if you guys,
Do you know his name?
oh, he didn't even, he didn't really seem to want to speak to me, but
Okay.
Let's go for our horses first.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
telepathy.
Okay. So yeah, we head over to get our mounts.
he gladly takes the copper. He has no issue with having too much copper.
I give him 900 copper, so it's 9 gold.
He is getting 1,800
How
copper.
How much do we owe him for the horses, the saddle, bit and bridle? Because that's everything I ordered, like the whole set and saddlebags.
Okay, what's the actual?
The saddle is 10 gold. The bit and bridle was 2, I think.
So 12.
We're gonna go book prices right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
91 gold. So I give 9 gold in copper It's down to 82. So I give him 8 platinum and 2 gold.
You guys gather together your mounts. I'm guessing keeping them in the stable currently, or are you bringing them to the Red Wizard camp?
Yeah,
Keep 'em
Mastiff
in the
is
stable, I guess.
Mastiffs are 25 gold pieces.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so you guys, I'm guessing, are walking toward the Red Wizard encampment. Oh, actually,
No,
we go up
we're
and meet the guy.
riding.
Yeah, you guys, yeah.
Well, how far out are they?
At the gate.
At the gate, yeah.
Oh shit, I'm gonna walk. I ain't taking no dog over
No,
there.
I'm taking my fucking horse.
I'm gonna be like, no horse allowed.
So standing at the gate
Yeah,
is
yes,
a
I'll just walk.
hooded, robed figure in red robe, and is flanked by a 2. They look like servants. They have fairly short hair, is what they have. So very, very short hair that's probably less than an inch long, which is unusual in this area because everybody here has long hair because it's so much easier just to let it grow because it keeps you warm. So, yeah, this wizard takes off his hood and he is completely shaven, which is a very unusual thing, especially in this area. And he also has a few tattoos down on his neck, which is you've never seen before. So yeah, he looks up at you and he says, "Conrad was wanting to speak to you. You are the heroes of Olka, correct?"
Yes.
It is good to meet you. We have heard much about you.
Okay, Comrade or Conrad?
Konrad, Conrad.
Well, let's go.
Excellent. He, have you had any food this morning?
No.
We have come at an excellent time then. So he escorts you back to the Red Wizard Enclave. So when entering the actual Enclave itself, this gate is up now. There's still 2 guards posted inside of the actual Enclave itself. You guys walk in, and this tent right here is actually where business is done. In this inner area here, you can actually put your rope your dog or your horse to a post. Essentially, that's what that's for. And you walk into this. This is actually where the magic happens. Where you can see standing behind counters along the edges of this tent here are vendors, and the vendors look up at you and they. I'm guessing you're not buying anything right now. So they walk the Red Wizard walks directly through them and walks into this open area here and escorts you back to this tent right here.
In telepathy.
What we passed there in the middle?
Oh, that's a pen. That's where they keep all of their, what do they call those, animals and everything. So.
In telepathy, please don't mention my abilities to these people.
Okay.
What? That you're so no, I'm kidding.
All right, you enter, and the outside of the tent is very, very drab and isn't particularly interesting looking. The inside is lavish. I mean, there is woven rugs from faraway lands hanging on the walls for insulation. On the inside is a brazier, and you could when you enter, you can smell it pretty heavy, where there's incense being burnt, like a brick of incense sitting in the center. Lying on a kind of a reclining couch is Conrad the wizard, who presented that document to everybody. And he actually stands up and he says, "It is finally good to meet the heroes of Olka and Aquitani." Am I correct on that?
That's what they say.
Excellent. Sit down. Have you eaten?
No.
Excellent. And he also gestures you to sit down. Now, I don't know if you know how Romans eat, where they actually lay on their shoulder and they lay with their legs out. And he has reclining couches to where that's how you eat, and he has a small little tray set in front of your little reclining couch. And I don't know if you're just going to sit on it like a savage.
I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just going to sit on it.
Okay, this is very foreign and very Eastern to you.
I would know their culture.
You would know that this is as far as culturally speaking, this is probably how they do it. So when in Rome,
When in Rome, do what the Romans do.
and technically you are in Rome because this is Thayan territory. He says, well, I heard you've been gone for a good long while, half a month. What have you been up to? They've been looking for you.
We had business to take care of up north. It lasted a lot longer than we thought it was going to.
I understand. I had some too. Those Uthgards, they are interesting people. This is a completely different area in comparison to what it used to be. How long have you been in this area? I didn't see you last time.
No, just about a month and a half.
Oh, okay. It's been 2 years since I've been here. Very different, much more chaotic now. 2 years ago, they didn't have any problems whatsoever. None of this orc and goblin nonsense. They maybe had some elf bandits of some sort. No goblins and lizard people.
An elf bandit?
Some elf bandit. It didn't cause any trouble whatsoever in comparison to these goblins and lizards and whatnot. Did you hear about a small town down south? Did you hear about what happened down there?
Yeah, we heard you sent men down there to protect them from
yes, of course,
lizard men.
Also, of course, with the grace of the captain of the keep, of course, and he sent some men also. It's very suspicious why they would attack a small fishing village, maybe to get revenge on their fishy friends. I don't know. But you begin to, and he kind of says that with a joke. You can tell one thing is he speaks with an accent, of course. But then he with his one hand that he has up, he's flaring it about and gesticulating way more than anybody does in this part of the world. So he's like moving his hand, but his face is stone cold, straight, solid, and he has very, very good eye contact. So yeah, He kind of laughs at his little joke, and he as you actually eat. Are you guys eating the food? I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
The food is not. You've never had anything like this. It's spiced with weird spices that you've never had before, and you've never even the chemical capsaicin that causes that. So you eat something, it makes your tongue burn, and you almost have to stop eating it for a second, and you go, okay, not that one. We're not gonna. And he has a plate of multiple things sitting on a dish, and you kind of meander to another dish because that was almost like there was a magic in the dish. That's what you would assume, at least. You try something else that's less spicy. And he says, for the reason that I bring you here, let's just get down to business. You seem like you are the most powerful in the area. From my own assessment of you, you guys seem like you are a strong group of adventurers. Do they call them in this area?
You could say that.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to incorrectly describe you.
Your encampment is quite impressive yourselves.
Yeah, we bring that where we can. It helps. It helps, especially in this barbaric lands. And of course, we can provide help from the keep, or help to the keep when we are in the area. I was intending on leaving a few days ago, or a few weeks ago, but I felt as though if I stayed here, I might run into you. So I'm glad that I did. I will be packing up tomorrow. Now, the reason that I am asking you is I have suspicion that there is a powerful magical item somewhere within this area, which is the reason I'm up here. I am a man of business, and that's all I care about, is acquiring money for Thay. Now, I've traveled, up to the Uthgard tribe, that Great Worm Cavern or whatever it's called. I found many magic items up there, and nothing out of the ordinary by any means. It was a lucrative trip, and for that I'm grateful. But I'm not sure exactly what this item is. I think it's potentially ancient, potentially Nethril in origin, especially looking at the surroundings like the keep and whatnot, and of course that strange mountain. So, my proposition to you, And I am not breaking any laws, mind you. This is all above books, and you can tell anybody whatever you wish. However, if we could keep this between us, I might pay a little bit more. If you find this and bring it to me, I'll reimburse you, each of you, very well. Remember, I have the treasury of Thay at my disposal. The finest of spiced wines from Cormyr. A host of slaves. Servants. An estate, maybe? You have the riches of Thay at your fingertips currently. Now, I know he puts up his hand. He says, I understand you can't answer me right now. But if you encounter this item, I will be in Mirabar. I will be traveling up in maybe a month. We'll see. This is a really interesting area to come back to. I just wanted to offer that proposal to you. I can't specify exactly how much I will pay you. However, nobody else is paying you, and nobody has the riches of Thay at their disposal like myself.
Do you know what this item is capable of, or what we should be looking for?
That I don't know. Our diviners have found out that the item is somewhere in this region. However, exactly where we don't know. And by law, I cannot plunder or steal anything from caverns or ruins, and I have no wish to. I wish to make you just as this adventure to be as profitable to you as much as it is to me. And I don't even know if that is your intention to actually seek out an item like this, but I am guessing that if you have any magical training, and it looks like you have a young boy, I'm guessing he is a wizard, a trained...
No, he's my squire.
Oh, okay. Does any of you have any magical training?
Not much. My friend here is whiz in the woods, but not really.
Huh. Well, we're gonna have to think of a way around this.
Lost.
Well, he looks at your necklace there, and he goes... Yeah, you can see he eyeballs it for a second, and he smiles.
It's actually a bracelet on me.
Oh, it's a bracelet? Okay. Yeah, he says, well, we need to think of another way around this to identify this magical item. Now, there is an old mage named Delano. You've of course met him. In the keep?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely bring it to him, and he would be able to identify it as a magical item. I don't know.
Delano is the guy from that temple, right?
Delano, I've actually
seen him in passing.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Actually,
old guy.
only you've seen him.
Yeah.
You were the only one
I've
who's
dropped
seen
his
him.
name here and there. I've probably about 2 times I've actually mentioned him between other people. So he says he is a very powerful mage for the areas of the most powerful mage you will find in the area, and he will definitely be able to identify. And he, of course, is a magic item collector. Now, he may try to buy this. Let's just tell you, he has nothing in the way of wealth that I can provide you. So, and if so, I will come and buy it from him personally. So,
well, we'll keep our eyes out.
Excellent. Well, I am only a few days away in Mirabar. There is a Thayan enclave in Mirabar. I will be there, and however, I will try to make it up here is... probably after a month or so, probably next month or so. But it was good speaking to you. You guys actually finish up your dish by then. It's a very small. It's like tapas is what it is. So it's basically a very small little finger food. And then of course he also presents you spiced wine, which I don't know if you drink or not, but you guys finish that up, and then. He stands up and he says, gentlemen, I have business to tend to. It was good meeting each of you. By the way, I did not meet you. What is your names?
Sorry.
My name is Keyleth.
Keyleth of...
Baldur's Gate.
Excellent town. I have been there many a time.
And these are my squire Durhale and my friends Tipperton and... I forget your name.
Toby is the first name, yeah. Toby.
Yeah.
Toby,
These are my
that's
friends Tipperton and Toby.
Unusual names, but it is very, very good to meet you, and I bid you a good day. And then he literally walks out of his own tent. You're in his own tent, in his lavish ass tent with food and wine and everything, and nobody's in there.
I'm finished. So
Okay, yeah.
I'm actually going to go out and check out the wares.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. So yeah, everybody has their eyes on you the whole entire time that you're out and about. Now, what you're noticing is there's 3 main types of people. There are red wizards. There's only 3. There are, and of course, Conrad being the tip top of the red wizards. Under that, there are armed and armored people. They have very, very short hair, almost buzz cuts. And then there are commoners who have real short hair. But everybody here has either shaved or at the most an inch hair, and that's at the most. And then, of course, you come back this direction, go on out, and you are led into the merchant table. So they sell common goods too. Everything is 10% off. So if it's in the book, 10% discount. And let me know, because there might be a few things they might not have. But of course, they also have a magic item table, and they know who you are, and they present their wares in front of you. One of the red
Nobody
wizards
can
is also
afford any of them.
Well, I can always look.
And you can hope and wish.
Yeah.
the red wizards are actually the 2 red wizards are actually standing in there. So
I'd
no
imagine
funny business.
with how low gold is. I mean, if common people are buying magic items, so there's got to be some.
No, well, there's common goods too. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of magic items on that list. So yeah. And there's some that are way out of price range, and things that are consumables. Everything, though, and you guys don't know the price of magic items, but they are a hell of a deal. Everything is discounted for sure, to some degrees. Is there anything you guys want to buy?
2 healing potions.
2 healing potions. The short-haired stranger behind the counter actually can speak your language, and he goes ahead and sets 2 of them on right in front of you.
Pay him the 80 gold.
Excellent.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm
even
gonna
gonna-
end up picking up one of the greater healing potions.
Okay. He goes ahead and sets one there. It's basically and that does double the amount, right?
It's 44 plus 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
In this
Yeah.
case, it's double, but it goes up by a scale of 2 die every time.
So
Plus the
in
So
my,
yeah, it goes pretty much plus 2 each time.
in my game, healing potions are incredibly small. They're literally 1 fluid ounce. So the only difference is this is 2 fluid ounces.
Oh gosh, I just have to drink more.
Well, I mean, 2 fluid ounces is pretty easy to quaff down. So yeah, you go ahead and get a doubly large potion. And of course, these are labeled. However, they're labeled not in your tongue. This must be Thayan, is what it is. It uses the Thoras, what do they call that? Alphabet, which is the alphabet that you guys use.
Actually, I will ask while I'm here if there's a dictionary or a translation, like Thayan, like for dummies, I guess.
You can tell the guy kind of doesn't quite understand you. Definitely the Red Wizard steps up and he says, "You want to speak you want to learn my language?"
Yes, I would.
We had a little bit of audio technical difficulties. So basically what ended up happening was it was very, very small bit of information that we lost. So basically the heroes bought some healing potions, talked to a Red Wizard for 5 seconds. They left, and it's crack of dawn, so of course they went all the way from the keep all the way to Kvothe, and now of course they have mounts, so they got there in 7-8 hours, what was it?
Less than 7 hours.
Less than 7 hours, and of course they nothing happened on the way. So yeah, you arrive at the town of Kvothe.
So who are we meeting? This guy P whatever
Pascal.
Pascal. Okay.
Pass.
With a
Cow.
Q. And of course, that's not the entire town of Kvothe. Kvothe does go beyond this, but it's mostly just shacks. There is a sawmill that's not on the deal right there, but yeah, that's of course the drastic slope that goes down to the muddy banks, the rocky banks that goes down to an area where there is some boats, and next to the bog, which. Oh, yeah. So yeah, where are we going?
I was notified that he will be staying with Livy.
Okay.
Which would be the temple makeshift.
Excellent.
Temple.
So you go ahead and go to the temple there. Livy and a gray-haired man with flouncy sleeves, and he looks like he has some wealth to him, are sitting out of the bank-facing now Temple of Ogma. And they definitely, well, Pascal doesn't quite know who you are, but Livy does, and he says, "Oh, it's good to see you guys. Why? Where did you go? We were looking for you."
I have a story for you if you're open for it.
Of course. No, you come in and tell us your.
It's horribly boring.
15 days.
Horribly boring.
I pretty much in telepathy show him everything that happened since before we left for the Feywild and after we left the Feywild, and in the Feywild and after we left the Feywild.
He goes, wow. That you need to write a book about that one.
I might, but I don't know where we were.
And Livy will do he is a priest of Ogma. There is a small chance that he might be able to know where it is. So this is a history check. We're going to be adding +6. He goes, no, I don't know. Other than I would say that if that is true, it seems like you entered a portal into another realm or world or something.
It definitely was a different plane of existence.
Huh. Well, I have to let you meet, or I have to introduce to you my friend, Pascal. This is Pascal Camden. He's from Silvery Moon.
By the way, what was his reaction to the fact that I told him an entire story, then we started talking about the story as if...
He had no idea. Like, he that basically kind of went over his head. It was maybe like an inside... he didn't take really much of a note to it. He just kind of looked around at you guys, because it took 5 seconds to do it. It didn't take long at all. So the reaction was kind of more of a puzzled... I'll just let this one slide, rather than reacting. But basically, he looks like a charming old man. He has a silver, well-trimmed beard. He has blue eyes, well-cropped hair that just in the front, just right in the front, is balding. And he has big flouncy sleeves. You can tell that he has a little bit of wealth, but he isn't showing maybe as much as he could. So yeah, it's just him, and they're sitting outside. He says, "Well, it's good to meet you, heroes of Aquitani. I hear of you, and I guess of Olka prior to that."
Yes, of a lot of places. We're very famous now.
It seems to be. It seems like you're
humble.
No reason to be humble in these parts. In these parts, it's easy to get your name out, and you should, rightfully so. As he said, my name is Pascal Camden, from Silvery Moon. Now, this is a beautiful, beautiful sight to see as far as looking out at the swamp here. However, just to keep things a little bit more low-key, do you mind if we go inside? Libby says, that's perfectly fine.
Fine by me.
And you guys go inside and what he does, and this is very unusual, everybody walks inside, and Pascal himself actually shuts the door. You don't normally shut a door to a temple. It's a little bit of a weird thing to do.
If being secretive is your choice, we can keep the door open.
Well, I think it would be best if no one pried into it. I don't suspect anything from the citizens of Kvothe. You never know. There are prying eyes in organizations I know well. I don't think they're active here, but
we can not speak a sound.
Well, and that's why I've actually come to you. I've come to actually speak a good deal with you. Potentially offer you make you an offer, basically. But,
What kind of offer?
well, so, I guess let me start from the beginning. I've been sent by powerful people, and, I trust He looks over at Livy, and he says, we can trust him, correct? And Libby goes, yes, you don't have anything to worry about these people. And he goes ahead and go ahead and give me a perception check first before you, This is a very high number, it's in the 20s.
No.
Okay.
First one's for me. That's a 15,
Yeah, if it's in the 20s, I can't make that.
and this one's for Keyless. 18.
Okay. So he goes ahead and actually pulls up his sleeve, and up near his, right by his lower bicep tendon, basically, on the inside of his arm, he has a symbol of a harp tattooed on the. And a tattoo is a weird thing, though. So it's a weird to see a tattoo on somebody. However, now everybody, go ahead and give me a knowledge of the Harpers. It's not an unknown
the Harpers.
by any means. Everybody might have heard of the Harpers.
What kind
So
of
is that
knowledge?
history or what?
I'd say history.
Okay, well, that is a
That's
3.
3? No. Yeah, 5 I think is the minimal.
Yeah.
Oh, well, 6.
Okay. No. 6. Okay. You
rolled a 1.
Yeah, you know of the Harpers. And as far as, I'm not going to give you too deep of knowledge.
We've heard that.
Yeah, and definitely. Yeah,
He also rolled a 1.
Keyleth being
He got 5.
Keyleth gets advantage on this because of his background.
Well, he gets a lot then. That's a 22 for him.
22. Okay, so and here's everything that you would know, and then he would know, of course, on top of that. So, of course, as far as the Harpers are concerned, they're a secretive organization that kind of in the what's called the Western Heartlands, where you are, and the Sword Coast, try to keep the peace, try to fight against evil organizations, evil gods, and it basically tries to keep the peace of the realm. Of course, there's deeper stuff that they do. But now going into what Jake would know that actually having a Harper tattoo is an actual sign of being a Harper in the nobility, and this is a current era thing in Faerun, is that back in the day, if you had a pin of that had a Harper symbol on it, that showed that you were in the Harpers. What ended up happening was it was cool to be in the Harpers, so the noble people would start wearing pins of the Harpers, so that didn't mean anything eventually. But if you had a tattoo on your inside bicep, that basically showed that you're actually in the Harpers. So yeah, that's basically what you know. And they're a benevolent organization that people tend to know about, that can roll over a 5 on their history knowledge check. Other than that, you do know of the Harpers. I'm not gonna. You know of them as a good organization. That's what I'll give to everybody about.
They
them.
help people.
They help people.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all you know.
Libby was a Harper, right? This is background knowledge. Meta knowledge.
Yeah, and of course Livy also produces and pulls up his sleeve and also shows you his tattoo. And he says, "This is not to be told by anyone. I hope to keep this in confidence between all of us. But there is an important magical item in this region. I'm not really sure what it is at all. The most powerful diviners of Silvery Moon, Baldur's Gate, and Neverwinter have narrowed its location to somewhere within this local region. But what it is pure speculation. I'm guessing this would be identifiable upon sight as something that produces this much of a magical aura. Would not be anything minute or small. Basically, my question to you is, I need you to find it and bring it to me. And of course help escort it back to Silvery Moon. Now, I'm guessing you're wanting to know what the payment is. Of course, you would be granted knighthood in the Silvery Moon. And that's a big deal. You would basically become a noble, is what you're given. A parcel of land. Land is not normally bought in the Middle Ages. You don't buy land, it is given to you. And most people that actually live on lands that are peasants don't own their land by any means. And of course, as far as other payments are concerned, I'm sure we can dig up some sort of magical item that would suit your guys' your tastes. Now, of course, I didn't know who you were so I didn't want to actually bring anything. But I can guarantee that will be something spectacular. So, is there any questions? Of course, I can't guarantee that you're going to answer me right now. But of course, I'll leave that open to you.
So you have no idea where this is?
Not at all.
You have any idea what it looks like?
It's within a couple 100 miles of this region. Basically, it's GM hint. It's on the map.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Most things are. It is basically what he's alluding at.
Okay. I have no idea what it looks like.
Not whatsoever. However, a magic item that gives off this much of an aura has to be something significant.
I open up a telepathy channel with some of my party members. Seems like an awful lot of people want this item.
Well, just means we give it to the highest bidder.
Well, they usually
as
want
long as
the
they're not
item.
bad.
Well,
Evil.
they usually want the item before they'll give us a quote of what they can do for us. Because the Red Wizards were offering quite a bit as well.
They were.
Now,
They were.
the land, that's interesting.
Well, the land sets you because, I mean, depending on how much land it is, you could have people live on the land and farm and pay you taxes, depending on how much it is. I look at them. How much land?
Okay.
Yeah, to them. Oh, yeah.
He says, "Well, I don't know if I can give you definitely a country estate. I.e. what this means, and of course the other did offer you, he said territory, is what he said. He didn't really allude to, and so he didn't ask exactly where it would be. That's the other thing also, is that it could be in Thay, which, who knows what that means. As far as he says, of course you would get a country estate near, in the Silver Marches, which is near Silvery Moon. And what that would entail is, I mean, and this is something you can't sell, so I can't say you guys win the quest and then you guys sell your country estate and they get a baller magic item. Like, there's none of that going on. Basically, kind of how we did it in your last campaign, how at the end we are now somebody of note, and somebody of note owns property.
Out of telepathy. What the fuck was I gonna ask? Sorry.
I hope you will not...
It was like you're acting, you had a weird look on your face there, Dale.
I hope you will not tell the Red Wizards of my offer. I think it's fairly nefarious that they're in this region. However, it's not unusual.
Well, I mean, I'd imagine with you shutting the door, you probably don't want anybody knowing about this.
Yeah, I would rather not anybody know about the tattoo on my arm, but that shows a little bit of legitimacy and a clout to be able to grant you some tract of land and a magical item of some sort.
Do you have anything, or are we going to need anything in particular to transport this magic item?
I wouldn't touch it.
That makes it kind of hard to move.
Well, it's really what I would make sure to do is bring some sort of sack of some sort to put it in. I don't even know if touching it's a bad thing. This is just straight precaution. And while I know a thing or two about magic, I don't know that much about that powerful of magical items.
In telepathy to my party members, I do believe I would trust the Harpers more than I would trust the Thayan Wizards.
I mean, I don't know jack shit about either of them, so, I mean, one's good, one sells me magic items.
I give them basic rundown about Thayan culture to
In telepathy?
yeah, and
Okay.
Toby.
So we're just, like, standing there.
Yeah, pretty much
blankly
just
staring.
looking at each other.
Hey, Tipperton, talk to him. Keep him busy.
Don't have anything to ask.
Well, the knowledge that I impart onto you won't take very long.
Yeah, it might take a minute to process everything.
A little bit. You might have a blank, look at me for a little bit, but I've pretty much transferred that to you.
Okay, well, I guess Harper's would be a little bit better since you really didn't have anything on that.
Yeah, I never really studied the Harpers very well. The book, the library in Waterdeep wasn't that deep. Yeah.
And to Padel or Pastel, whatever his name is. Pascal. Yeah, I'm not going to remember that.
It's your character.
Do we have a deadline for this?
Oh, no whatsoever. I mean, let's try to, as quickly as possible, of course, but I have no idea where it is, so I couldn't put a deadline on you. I'd to make sure that the Red Wizards don't get a hold of it. I would not doubt if they know about this. I wouldn't put it past them, at least.
I do a sidebar telepathy to Libby. Can this man be trusted?
He says, I would trust him with my life.
Because I know you're a priest of Agma, and you're a fountain of knowledge. That's why I in part gave you the knowledge of my abilities. I'm just hesitant about a stranger.
I won't tell him about your abilities, but I approve of his loyalty. He's a good person to trust out of anybody in the North.
I impart to Libby our meeting with the Thayan wizard.
His eyes kind of light up a little bit. The whole thing.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, he doesn't. He says that's they know where it is. They know it's here then, and he says that out loud accidentally. He looks over at Pascal, and Pascal goes, "Well, I understand that this is an incredibly hard thing to deliberate over right now, but the amount of silence I hear amongst you, it's. I mean, you can say no. I don't have to have you say yes." He goes. Libby goes, "No, you don't understand. Durhale, go ahead and can you show him that?"
Enter into Pascal's mind, and I show him about the red.
He goes, "Oh, that's what you guys were doing," like midway through. And he's like, "Oh, I've encountered this once before. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, Conrad is in the area. Yeah, that does not surprise me one bit. That means either one of two things. He's either going to wait for you, or he's going to send other people also. Or he could do both, He could actually be waiting on you and, of course, be sending other people at the same time, and spoiler wins, So
I personally do not trust Thayan wizards.
I wouldn't trust them whatsoever. They do have very nice magical items. I won't put that past them. And their 10% discount is hard to beat. I have utilized that a few times in my past. But let's not let that get back to Silvery Moon. Now it's your choice on who you follow. And just keep us in mind. I do plan on being in the region for a little while, for at least a few months. And if let me know if you find it, and of course I will be. The land that he promises you could be in Thay. I don't know if you want to relocate thousands of miles to the east to Thay. It's not a pleasant place to be. Let's just keep it at that.
Especially one of my talents.
I think he also offered you slaves. So I don't know if you. That I can't offer you. He has me beat there. I cannot offer you slaves. So. I think this is a morality call on your choice, and of course, me being the man that I am, I allow you to choose that freely.
Yeah, I forgot the slave part. Yeah, I'm not down with the Thay one.
Well, he said slaves. I mean servants.
Yeah,
who knows what he meant?
That part of the conversation. Yeah. I'm not down with that. Yeah. Let's how about the other people?
So yeah, he says. Livy says. You can go ahead and think about it. Don't worry about this as far as giving us a direct answer. Where are you planning on headed now? Are you going back to those weird caves?
Might as well if we don't have a lead. For all we know, they're in the caves.
What about the town that was sacked by lizard folk?
Oh, Lullaby. Yeah, no, they luckily the Red Wizards were around for that. Yeah, they didn't necessarily sack the town. They did kind of tear down a dock, and they broke a few boats or so. But luckily, the Red Wizards responded within 2 hours or so. So they didn't really have time to sack the town. However, I've had, of course, there's been boats sent between Lullaby and Kvothe, especially when the road to Aquitani was down. That's primarily how we got our goods to Kvothe now, and back to the keep, of course. Now, we have seen sightings of them all along the river. We've had tipped-over boats. We've seen it all. Not sure at all on what...
Well, I mean, outside of the lizard folk attacking them, which, I mean, they live near a swamp. I mean, it's probably where they live. So, I don't think that's very unusual. I think the caves or... where was it? Yeah, I guess just the caves or maybe the bogs or something, because the caves are the only predominant area that I could see that's not a city.
Well, there's the dry area in the northern part of the swamp. Looks like there might be a structure or something there.
You talking about up here? Oh, no. Well, I'm assuming that's not on our map.
Yeah,
No,
everything's on the... Yeah,
okay.
Like for instance, the weird trees. Those... You walked in the weird trees.
okay, I wasn't sure if that was 100% or you're like...
Keep an eye on your map.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't put it there if it wasn't real.
Okay. Well, yeah, we could... The caves, or I guess, that mound, whatever that is, and then there's something down there. Who knows what that is? It's just a red... Or not a red, it's just a black line.
Camden said, "Do you mind if I take a look at your map?"
Go for it.
He looks at it and he goes, "Oh man, this thing's old." He just feels it, and he can tell that it's old. He says... Yeah, I've never been in this region here. I noticed that there's a lot of ancient Nethril structures up here, and I think being so far north, that's why they're preserved.
Actually, I think that's a sketching of the old map. Because didn't I leave the old map in the Volos?
If you did, it's in Kvothe. He has it right there. He could pull it out. So yeah,
I can't remember.
Either way.
I'm fairly certain we left the original because it was too flimsy and old.
Yeah. So
but we made a very, very good copy of it. So.
Yeah, and he goes ahead and breaks out the real thing, throws it on a desk, and you guys can see a very nice rendering of it. So yeah. Now, Pascal says, there is no rush. I mean, of course, bring anything curious, even any sort of magical item to me, any curious item, and I'll take a look at it.
How long will you be here?
A few months.
Well, I would say if we're gonna... I mean, there's pros and cons to each one. Is if we go to the caves, we know what's in there for the most part. We go to this mound, it could be the objective, or it could be just nothing, and we waded through possibly an army of lizard folk to get to it. And how are we going to do this? Because there's no trail leading out there from what I can see on the map, or at least no road.
Livy says, make sure you can swim.
Yeah, and we got to cross the water.
The issue is they flip boats. That's the big one.
Is that swamp deep enough for that? For
so
boats?
How the swamp works is, and he goes ahead and points it out. He said he's been in it a little bit. Basically, how the whole swamp area is that it's not... You can actually traverse anywhere there's a swamp with a boat, essentially. There are patches of land everywhere that you can actually get off your boat and then get on a patch of land, and you're on a little island that is, of course, marshy, and, you're not going to be moving very fast or anything. So there's places you can stay in the baleful bog.
Seems like a really bad idea right now. I'd rather not get way down into where they have the major advantage due to just home terrain. It's a very bad battle tactic.
I guess the caves it must be.
Sorry, I keep pushing really hard for that, but it just seems like a better idea than going into
maybe
the bog
once
right
we're more practiced.
Yeah, maybe. Or if I move 10 feet faster.
Can you do that with your short little legs?
Eventually, yes. We gotta practice real hard.
Better start doing some leg presses now.
Yeah. I do every day before I go to bed. No, anyway, that's the Okay, so are we gonna head to the caves, or do you guys really want to head to the mountain, though? I mean, we can do either.
I'm indifferent. Tipperton?
That's fine. It was just an option, so north it is.
Okay. I guess we head to the caves.
To the caves. All right. So as far as the time, what time did you get there? It takes 6-7 hours.
7 hours, so
Could I-
we were like
Could I
12 hours
possibly-
essentially.
Could I possibly ask Livy if I can borrow a book?
What book were you wanting to see?
Whatever he has.
There is a list of books that he has.
I'll tell him I'll return it when I come to Kivik next.
Yeah, of course, no problem at all. That's with as often as you've come through, I don't even see any issue with that. Just keep it dry. I think that's the biggest thing.
What about the refugees from Aquatani?
Oh, well, of course, we're still housing them, most of them here. However, some of them actually have gone back. They've actually built some permanent structures there. It's coming slowly. Of course, it's nice having the Olkin carpenters and lumber there. We're also shipping some out from Kivik. So, it's coming around. A few of us, of course, Esther is back in Aquatani again.
So I meant to ask, since we did miss 15 days.
Yeah, nothing of the unusual. Of course, there has been a few attacks on caravans in the Lurkwood. Nothing incredibly bad, but
Was it just goblins and orcs and whatnot?
well, it's been orcs, and we've had sightings of bugbears, but apparently they move decently fast. So, or they didn't full outright attack.
So no goblin sightings since we were there.
No goblins at all, actually, which is good, because that was a really big problem for a while.
See, we're making an impact already. Well, is there anything else we need to take care of here?
And for future reference, Pascal, if you need to have silence or secrecy, we can use this line.
We can just stand here blank-faced the entire time talking to each other.
Said it is kind of strange,
public.
but no, I'm okay with that. That's perfectly fine. He goes ahead and I actually do have a list of books that he has in his library. For some reason, I'm not able to see it, but what I'll do is I will give you a random book, and then I'll let you know what that is when I actually find it. So he goes ahead and actually gives you a decent-sized tome, and yeah, there we are. And so what time did we say it was? And
Well, 7 hours. We did a little bit of shopping in the morning, so I mean, I'd say it's probably 8 to 10 hours into the day.
Even with the estimation of the 7 hours it took to get here, I'm thinking would have covered our shopping and stuff. So, yeah. We didn't take very long.
Well, we also had the meeting, so I mean, you're looking about half hour total for all that stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's why I was saying the estimation of 7 hours probably exactly 7 hours now.
Don't matter to me either way. I mean,
So
whatever you
if
want
we
to call
left
it,
at the
damn.
crack of dawn, it would have been about 9, so 7 hours, and been about 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
now, go ahead and give me a nature check for anybody that is, or it is let's handle animal. Is that a skill still?
I have
Yes.
a handle or animal handling.
Yeah,
Yes, I
yeah,
have
that's
it.
really what it's all about. So, go ahead and handle animal skill. Any of you're proficient or not doesn't matter.
That
13.
is a 13.
Yeah, 13
got
for me. 14 for Keela.
14.
Okay, excellent. Anybody above a 10, which is pretty much everybody, gets that. So basically, when you're, and I don't know what you're planning on doing with your horses, but traditionally you would tie them up, hobble them essentially. Now, being that it could be in an area where there are, I don't know where you're going to do this, but do consider that goblins will eat your horses, or orcs will eat your horses. That is a very easy sitting duck target for them. Especially when it's off trail and everything, that's really where it gets a little sticky.
The really fun part is, since our animals are medium-sized, but the mainly mastiffs, we can ride them in normal combat. Yep, we can ride them into battle.
So yeah,
Okay.
just a little hint.
I'm just saying. I mean, we could. It's just we have to worry about them being killed.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, and I don't want to see you just because they will straight up eat your horses. So be very careful on what you do with them.
And we don't have Monte combat feat allows you to choose who gets hit, but if you don't have the feat, then they hit whoever they want to hit, whoever they aim at.
Yeah.
I don't know how many hit points a Mastiff has, so.
So are you guys planning on staying the night in Kvothe, or are you guys...
Can we make it up to the crossroads and just camp there? Head off from the crossroads?
Well, I would suggest probably leaving our horses here at least.
Well, yeah, but can we still make it out to the thingy?
Yeah, you might be able to. We need to remember both of our speeds. The 2.
Yeah. It was 2 and 4, I guess. Double.
The nice thing about how you have it set up, because you're actually moving through territory that your ranger can give you speed on. So you can actually outpace people on foot already. So that's pretty good.
It's 9 miles away. We'll be moving at a normal pace, so it'll be 3 miles per hour. So 3 hours.
So
I mean, that's not bad.
That's not too bad. You get there at about sundown. Yeah, exactly.
Horses are in Kvothe.
Yeah, we'll leave our... Well, we're leaving ours. Are you leaving yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Libby says that he'll go ahead and take care of them. So yeah, which is not really much of an expense, but just another chore he has to do.
If you need reimbursement, I'm more than happy to pay.
Thankfully, horses can graze.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
the
more
dogs will need to be fed. But.
Yeah, it's more of just moving them around and all that stuff. It just takes time. So there you go. You get up to the crossroads. It is sundown. Now go ahead and give me a perception check. 1 now.
20.
That's a 20.
Really? Okay.
It's like, yeah, that's pretty much the highest I can go.
Keith's got a 10.
What is the check? Perception?
Yeah, it's perception.
22.
So 20. Did anybody get a 25?
I can't get that high.
So 20. You do see it, and once again, up near the edge of the mountain, you see the giant, and he's going toward basically toward what looks like would be the Caves of Chaos. So it's basically following the same route. So he's going.
Yeah.
To
it's all good. So, can we tell what can we get enough detail to see what the giant looks like? Like, if it's really, wide or if it's just really tall?
So,
I don't know.
What you see is basically a dot, is what you see.
Okay.
I mean, it's so small, it's wild. It's, you can see maybe every so often, the people with good eyes can see its arms, it basically looks like a little line, and then every so often, you see maybe it bends in a weird way to where the line bends a little bit, and then maybe every so often you might see its arms sway back and forth, but it's so far away. You're seeing miles away.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's actually hazy from the amount of air that you're seeing between it and so.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you guys sleep through the night, wake up the next morning. Give me another perception check.
He's waving at us. Oh, geez.
11.
That's a 17.
9.
And Keith's got a 21.
21. He spots the giant going this direction.
Okay. Well, I guess...
One of these times we have to go up there and just...
Yeah, we're just going to have to find out
what are you doing?
Yeah.
I keep seeing you go back and forth along the mountain range. What are you doing?
He's just bored. He's pacing.
Yeah. It's a hell of a pace.
Yeah. Oh, he is a giant. But anyway, okay, so I guess we're headed to the caves.
Okay. You make your way on up.
How long does it take normally?
That's an hour per mile, so...
Well,
we move at
half a
normal
day?
pace because
We've done this a lot,
Only
so I
if-
thought you might remember.
Well, only if it would normally be difficult terrain. We don't take any negatives, but we don't move any faster than normal.
so
Just regular pace.
Yeah, so 2 miles an hour then.
And there's an actual trail. Basically, if you were to take the Caves of Chaos and go at a straight arrow, straight going down, that's basically where the trail is.
I think it was
You know,
either 6 or
exact.
7,
Yeah.
something like that.
Doesn't take long. Yeah, basically what we calculate is you can get in the Caves of Chaos, out of the Caves of Chaos.
4 hours.
Yeah, in one day, no issue. So yeah, there we are. We so you're walking up to the Caves of Chaos. Everybody, give me a perception check. Your DC is 10.
As we get closer,
I rolled higher
like
than
to try to be quiet.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's a keyless.
I have a
Keyless,
14.
roll a 10.
Or 15, I'm sorry. 15.
Okay.
Mine was a 17. Keyless was a 14.
Okay. You both got it.
15.
15. Up ahead, you see a what looks to be a body or two bodies lying on the side of the road, way up ahead. I mean, like football fields away. So,
Wait. Is this after we get to the cave?
you know, this is on your way. So you're probably at this first little bend is where I'm saying.
I mean,
I guess we'll come up to him.
yeah, it's only a few hundred feet out of the way.
Yeah,
might
not
as
very.
well.
No, it's not even out of the way. It's just right there.
Okay.
It's on your way. Basically, you eventually come to a.
I have my weapon out.
Oh yeah. I'm guessing stealthing, and I'll if you need to roll, I'll let you know if you need to roll. So yeah, you continue on up, and on the side of the road is 5 dead orc bodies. Now let's go ahead and get a. I don't know if this would be a nature. This would be a medicine check, is what this would be.
What
This
can
would
do
be
that?
I have
knowledge.
a -1.
Okay. And everybody would be able to do this. However, people that are trained are going to get better check.
15 untrained.
Okay.
Mine is 19 trained.
Okay.
0.
Okay. No, you don't.
The keyless was 9 trained.
It's like people died here.
Yeah, no, they're dead.
Orcs died. That's pretty much what you got. The untrained got a. Basically, there is 2 types of blood in this street. One has a darker color to it. The other has a lighter color to it. 2 Durhale who has it trained. One is definitely human, and the amount of blood that person lost killed that person. Unless that's like 2 groups of human blood, it's right in the center of the of the deal. Off to the sides are of course the dead orc bodies, and there's of course orc blood, which has a different hue to it.
So you said a person died here too?
Definitely a human died. It's enough blood to kill a human, or it could have been like 8 people bloodletting. You never know.
Is the human body still there?
Nope.
Does it look like there was a body dragged somewhere?
It's a road, but you can take a track check or a
Survival.
survival.
You should
Yeah.
do that, Tipperton. Since you hopefully are good at that.
In telepathy, there was a dead body or a human body here. It's no
All
longer
that
here.
red blood mixed with that green blood.
21.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Dang.
So the humans had a 2 or 3 wagons. You're not exactly sure on exactly how many, but multiple wagons that were carrying very heavy stuff. You don't know what that is, but they were definitely going this direction toward Aquatani, and it looks as though they were ambushed or attacked by orcs. And from what you can tell, 1 human might have died, or a lot of little, it looks as though 1 human died. And then, of course, all the orcs look like they were repelled. So, they sustained something.
Pot. Oh, you have the charity information.
Oh, I mean, if they fended off the attack.
It looks like you can tell they kept going, though. I mean, you're not like they're 1 person less, but, it's...
Yeah,
It's very possible they took the dead with them and just left the orc bodies.
more than likely.
Probably
So, I mean,
to
I'll bet-
resupply Aquatani with lumber,
Yeah, I'd say we don't worry about it. I mean, nothing we can do.
other than kill the orcs.
Which are in the case of chaos,
Yes.
probably. So yeah,
Now
let's
5 less.
Yeah, hopefully 5 less. Yeah, this is a random scouting party that we weren't aware of. Anyway, so yeah, I guess we'll continue on.
Continue on up toward the Caves of Chaos. You make your way to the Caves of Chaos. It is midday-ish. Thank you for watching Keep on the Borderlands. Once again, please like and subscribe to Opportunity Attacks so you never miss an episode.